Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to another garage sale find video. I know it's been a few weeks since my last video, but in that time I've accumulated a lot of nice treasures. As you can see here, we got some Lionel electric trains I picked up at a garage sale. Now, I didn't really get into model trains growing up, but I was aware of the brand Lionel as being a pretty trusted brand, so I thought I'd take a chance, which has already paid off considering I had 5 model trains and sold one of them already on my Mercari store. So while I was photographing these items outside their boxes for the online store, I truly noticed how intricate and detailed each piece was. So if you have any model train lovers, I will have the link to my Mercari store in the details or description of this video. Now, we can't have a garage sale find video without going over the comic books I've picked up since the last video. And this stack was picked up at a garage sale. Here we have Marvel Megamorphs, which is, I believe, some kind of giant robot version of the superhero series. I haven't looked at it yet, but it looks pretty neat. So we have Megamorphs 2 and 3, Onslaught Reborn 1 and 2, Amazing Spider-Man 541 and 542, Sensational Spider-Man 27, and Sensational Spider-Man 38, Ultimate Daredevil issue 1, Ultimate Daredevil issue 2, Miss Marvel issue 3, Spider-Woman Origin 1, Miss Marvel 2 and 1, Amazing Spider-Man 545 and 546, and Spider-Man 548 and 547, 549 and 550, 551, 552. This is an interesting find. The Gargoyles issue 1, based on the great Disney cartoon from the 90s. I used to love this cartoon, so this unique find, which I found out it to be, was great indeed, because I hadn't seen this particular series of the Gargoyle comic books. So I got 1 and 2. Next up, a few of the great books I've picked up at a few estate sales. Got Ghost Rider 69, Spawn issue 1, and one of the best ones, Uncanny X-Men 266, the first appearance of Gambit. Next up, we have a stack of comic books I picked up from a little nice old lady who was selling a box of comic books out of a storage unit she bought. These were some of the few ones that weren't pretty wrecked, but for $1 a piece, I decided just to pick up a few. We have the Uncanny X-Men 310, Transformers 15. That's when you can tell from the top here how the other ones were. Transformers 20. I haven't seen this one in a while. Ultraman -1, issue 1. The Uncanny X-Men 248, 261. This is an interesting title I decided to pick on up. Is there a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle among the last of the Viking heroes? Number 2. Atlantis Attacks the Mighty Thor, Marvel Annual number 14, I believe. Spider-Man The Lost Years, issue 1. Avengers 318. Adventures of Superman, Annual 1990, number 2. Image Plus, Spawn 11. A pretty kind of wrecked copy of Spawn number 1. Dark Horse Presents Annual 56. And we got a stack of books I picked up at a estate sale. We have Star Wars issue 2. There's a variant cover there. Star Wars Darth Maul or 2. Absolute Carnage, The Immortal Hulk, issue 1. I like that cover. Absolute Carnage, issue 5. There's another variant of it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles presents The Mighty Mutanimals, issue 3. Amazing Spider-Man 789. Venom 11. I kind of like that cover. Absolute Carnage Venom number 17. Uncanny X-Men 176, 179, 208. Marvel Knights Elektra number 3. Uncanny X-Men 174. Death of the Inhumans issue 2. Symbiont Spider-Man 5. And Uncanny X-Men 230. Now these books, I wasn't too familiar with them until I got home and looked at it. But The Echo of Future Past, a collection of stories, kind of like an anthology, released in the early 90s if I'm not mistaken. But this book and issues 1, 3, 4, let's see, 6, 7 are a continuation of, the first appearance I should say, of the Bucky O'Hare character. Kind of a obscure cartoon and toy line from the 90s I kind of remember having growing up. But I didn't realize it, but it was created and drawn by the writer of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero series, Larry Hama. His name right there. I'm surprised to learn he created that character. It was a pretty good story if I remember growing up, but these books are interesting find, even though they were kind of beat up and bent, but they still make neat additions to this find. Okay guys, let's save the best for last. This estate sale find is quite unique. We have the Rose Art Swamp Thing Battle for the Bayou board game. Now, I for one loved this cartoon growing up. It aired only for 5 episodes, surprisingly, in the late 90s to early 1991. So it was one of my early introductions of the Swamp Thing character, separate from the very drama-oriented live-action Swamp Thing show they had on the USA Network. But I used to love coming home and try to watch reruns of this Swamp Thing show. So this piece has created a lot of hype amongst all the local collectors that they requested a video on it. So I'm going to crack this thing open and show you a little bit what's inside. Okay everybody, here we have everything within the Swamp Thing board game. Here is the amazing board game laid out. The 2 types of cards. The instruction layout. And the player pieces here. So now this game was more or less complete. Only thing missing was one of these hero cards and of course the die, but easily replaceable. And after reading the directions, the game can be played with one missing hero card. So the main objective, of course, you have to go from start, navigate the various obstacles all the way to the main bad guy, Dr. Arcane, you see right there. So standing in the way are his Unmen, Weed Killer, Skin Man, and Dr. Demo. Now, I, for one, remember having most of these in the toy line back in the early 90s. I don't know if you remember them too. But they pretty much are the main hindrance in your way, of course, because a lot of spaces you land on, you have to roll a certain amount when these unmen attack you to move on. And to help you out, you have your hero allies, Tomahawk, and Bayou Jack. Now, these hero cards do a lot of interesting things. You'll have 3 cards dealt up to each player at the beginning of the game, which add to your roll if you want to use them to kind of avoid certain obstacles. And if you get so lucky, you might be able to draw a hero card right there and right there, the blue spaces, to help you defeat the unmen a little bit easier. Next, there are a lot of trips and falls in this game, kind of like chutes and ladders. For instance, here, this green space jumps you to this place on the board. And these 3 red spaces right here take you back to the start. So there's a lot of strategy involved in this game, because some of the hero cards can help you, and there's a little bit tricky to them because you can actually take and use one of your other player's cards because they'll be dealt up. And once you made it all the way through and defeated all the unmen, you have to roll that certain amount, roll the 6 to defeat Dr. Arcane to win. So, a pretty awesome premise. Now, I'm looking forward to playing this game with my boy to relive a little bit of my childhood, and hoping to be a good introduction of Swamp Thing for him, and maybe he'll want to watch the cartoon, all 5 episodes of it. So, let's let everybody know this piece will not make it to the online store because I'll be too busy enjoying it, hopefully with my boy. But I had to share it with all the people who requested a video on it. So I hope you enjoyed this overview of the Swamp Thing battle for the Bayou game. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe for future videos. And once again, thanks for watching.